Hey guys, welcome back. Spider here. I was gonna do this video super last night, but it got quite late. So let's take a look at all the new cards. We have two Soulful Chord cards, a new holographic rare, and some more Tellarknight Constellar stuff. So first off, I want to go over the Soulful Chord support because this is actually very nice. You have Grand Soulful Chord Kulia. So it is an older version of Soulful Chord Kulia. It takes, well, it's a Link 3, and all its arrows are pointing downwards, so like Celine. 2+ monsters, including a Pendulum monster, super easy to do, and it gives Pendulum something to go into, which is quite nice if you need an extra zone to special summon to. It gains a 100 attack for each face-up Pendulum monster in your extra deck, and activated effects of Pendulum monsters discard points to cannot be negated. So already off to an amazing start for this, and in my opinion, it's a really powerful card. Once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can special summon one Soulful Chord card with an odd pendulum scale from your Pendulum zone to your zone this card points to, and if you do, negate the activation, then you can add one Soulful Chord Pendulum monster with an even scale from your deck to your extra deck face up. So this is really nice of a Pendulum card, since you can run now a small Soulful Chord engine, just in case. And then we have Soulful Chord Symphonia. It is a quick play spell, and you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. Apply these effects in sequence based up on the number of face-up Soulful Chord monsters with different names in your extra deck. 3+, all Soulful Chord Pendulum monsters you currently control gain 500, or gains attack equal to their own Pendulum scale times 300 until the end of this turn. 5+, you can destroy one card your opponent controls. Then, if you have a card with an odd Pendulum scale in your Pendulum zone, draw one card. Or 7+, you could special summon one Grand Soulful Chord monster from your extra deck. So pretty much, it's really, the spell is for Soulful Chords, but the Link monsters for everything. After that, we have the holographic rare being Sword Emperor Sumuhaka Tsunagi. I probably butchered that, but Sword Emperor is a level 11 Wind Spirit effect monster, 3000 attack and 3000 defense, and it's a level 11. If this card is normaled or flipped face up, activate this effect. Your opponent can send any number of cards they control to the graveyard. And, if they do, each player draws an equal number of cards during the end phase of this turn. Shuffle all cards that are banished on the field and in the graveyard into the deck. So they get to send stuff they control to the graveyard, they draw equal number, and during the end phase, shuffle all cards that are banished on the field. So it's like a Fiber Jar-esque card. So that's actually very interesting. And once per turn during the end phase, if this card is normal, summoned, or flip face up, this turn, return it to the hand. But it does have a summoning condition, cannot be special summoned, and you can tribute summon this card by tributing one normal summoned or set monster. So that's very cool for things like stun decks like Guru. So it could work out well. And we also have an image of it, and it really looks nice. And finally, we have the Tellarknight cards, Constellar cards. We have Tellarknight Lyre, or Lyra. It is a light warrior, effect monster, 1200 attack, 1600 defense, and all these state this card is always treated as a Tellarknight card if they don't have Constellar in the name. So Lyre is if a Tellarknight or a Constellar monster other than Lyra or Lyra is normal summoned to your field, special summon this card from your hand. If this card is summoned, you can add one Tellarknight spell from your deck to your hand. In my opinion, it should have added one Tellarknight or Constellar spell from your deck to your hand, but in my opinion, a lot of the Constellar spells aren't that good. Then we have Tellarknight Ulti. It is, again, a light level 4, but with 1700 attack, 1300 defense. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is summoned, you can target cards on the field up to the number of light and dark Xyz monsters you control, destroy them. If a Tellarknight and or Constellar monster other than Alti is special summoned to your field, you can special summon this card from your graveyard. Also, you cannot declare an attack for the rest of the turn except with Xyz monsters. That is absolutely fine, because that's the main goal of both of the decks. Then we have our lovely Tellarknight Constellar Claudius. It is a rank 4 light spellcaster Xyz effect monster. 2500 attack, 1650 defense. 2+ level 4 monsters, you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is Xyz summon, you could target one Tellarknight card and or one Constellar card in your graveyard, add them to your hand. You could banish one Tellarknight or Constellar monster from your hand or deck, then detach one material from this card. This effect becomes that banished monster's activated effect when that monster is normal summoned. This could be very useful because you could banish something like Altier or Vega, or even the Constellar monster that if normal summon you can do an additional normal summon. Very good. And then you have Tellarknight's Constellar or Sacred in the OCG. Continuous spell card, you can only activate one card with a card's name once per turn. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So you can only activate one of these per turn, and you can only use the second effect per turn. So when this card resolves, you can special summon one Tellarknight or Constellar monster from your hand or graveyard. Amazing. You can target one Tellarknight or Constellar Xyz monster you control, special summon from your extra deck one Tellarknight or Constellar Xyz monster with a different rank from that monster you control, by using it as a material. This is treated as an Xyz summon. Transfer its materials to the summoned monster. So overall, this support is really, really good. And these cards are very interesting. I cannot wait to test them out to see how they are overall. We have a new fiber jar, which I'm absolutely fine with. But anyways, I've been Bolt Spider. I hope you guys did enjoy and see you guys in the next video.